How are we all doing? Women's World Championship is officially vacated with Naomi becoming a mother. Let's talk through this. And Nattie was really wilding on Triple Mania just to tap out to Becky Lynch on Raw for the IC Championship. Welcome, if you're intrigued about this is DS and this is your Women's Wrestling Weekly. Well, my vacation version of Women's Wrestling Weekly. I'm in Vegas right now for a bit of a vacation / work trip. There's a Cauliflower Alley reunion event happening. I flew out here because Natalia and Jazz are getting awarded. So I was like, maybe we can get some interviews / I can just have fun at Caesar Palace. I've been loving this hotel, by the way. We have to talk about what happened this week, especially Raw, because I am still gagged about it. It just happened. I just finished watching Raw and I'm just still kind of emotional watching it. I think we all kind of knew that this was coming, but also we're all like, Naomi's doing such good work as a heel. She's all working us. But I'm so happy for Naomi. I'm so happy. So what happened is Naomi showed up and she was wearing a ring gear / her custom title belt, and we were like, okay, there's no way. If she's showing off her custom title, which now makes it even again, I'm so happy for Naomi, but it does make it a little bit sad that we didn't get to enjoy her reign with the custom belt fully, but at least she got to hold it here. So she shows up in this gear looking amazing. So Adam Pearce was out in the ring and we're like, okay, we kind of get the sense of what's happening. And her mug was amazing, her makeup was amazing, but you could tell that she was crying. Yeah, she looked like she was crying all day, right? So instead of announcing her pregnant herself, she shows a clip for Stephanie McMahon for her special podcast episode. So good plug for Stephanie. In the podcast episode, she was like, I'm pregnant. And then she went right back to her heel Naomi mode, proceed with caution mode, threw Adam Pearce out of the ring. Honestly, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. She kept in character and she joked about how it's all freaking Uso that likes to Netflix and chill that made this happen. So we have a baby coming. She will let this title go for 9 months, but after that, she's coming back and she's going to destroy all of you. It was really good. The promo was really amazing. I love that she kept her heel character. She really cut a heck of a promo. And my favorite part was at the end when she was like, you should all proceed with caution, and the whole audience was chanting it with her. That was just beautiful. And the audience was just so happy for her. We were all so happy for her. I think we all feel the same thing. I think we're all personally so happy for Naomi, but also at the same time, also kind of bittersweet about it because Naomi was just having a best time of her career. She was really killing it so much. I don't know how many days that she held the title for, maybe 35 days or so, but that month of the championship reign was one of the most entertaining and chaotic championship reign we've seen in years. It's definitely bittersweet that she's letting the title go and we won't see her for at least a year, right? But also, again, very personally, so happy for her. But I'm gonna be honest, my first reaction to it was the freaking Bloodline messing with women's storyline again. Just I cannot freaking escape them. When I asked Bloodline to include Naomi in the storyline, this is not what I was talking about, you freaking. But at the same time, I'm just personally so happy for Naomi because we Diva stans, right? We were on this journey with Naomi, right? Think about it. Just a couple of years ago, Naomi walked out of WWE. She had to walk away and she had to find herself outside of WWE, and it was a massive success. She became a star in TNA. But if you've watched her interviews, in fact, I was the first interview she did since walking out as Naomi and joined Trinity, or joined TNA as Trinity. But anyway, besides the point, if you've seen her interviews and heard her talk about some of the goals in her life / in her career, she talked about a couple things. So some of the things that she talked about she wanted to really do is that, she wanted to have a meaningful storyline that is memorable, juicy, that has some substance. And she got to do that with Jade Cargill. It was a long-lasting storyline with so much going on, so much elements going on. And she even had a WrestleMania singles match with that. And she had this amazing character, proceed with caution character from that storyline. So massive success on that part. She wanted to prove herself outside of WWE, and she came back with so much fanfare, and she finally got to the top, winning the championship this year. So that was another thing she got to accomplish. Again, she had singles match at WrestleMania and the WrestleMania for the women's wrestlers Evolution, which was amazing. And one thing that she keeps saying that she really wanted to do is that she wanted to start having family, right? And she did that this year. She is pregnant and she's gonna have a kid. She's doing everything she set out to do in her life, and that's all happening in 2025. So how could you not be happy for her? Because she's making everything happen. She's manifesting and it's all happening to her. But the last thing that makes me really happy about this whole situation is the way that, again, everyone chanted proceed with caution. And then everyone chanting, you deserve this. Because even after she came back from TNA, remember she was doing like the glow, glow, glow chant, and like people weren't really doing it. Like only people in like Europe were doing it. For her to finally have the fans fully behind her, it's honestly wonderful. It's honestly so wonderful. This year really is Naomi's year. She's really having the best time of her life. So I'm happy for her. It was a really emotional segment. That segment was really truly iconic. It was amazing. But let's talk about other things that happened. And again, this is like my vacation episode, so I'm trying to like kind of jump around it. But we got Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez following last week's banger of a match, Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez. This match was cute. It wasn't as crazy as last week. I think Io is just like she's on a roll. Like she is so good. She's honestly one of the most entertaining wrestlers right now. I loved when Io flew out to both Roxanne and Raquel outside. That was so cool. And at the end, she picks up a win with the moonsault. But before this match happened, we saw Asuka and Kairi come, and Asuka's like, I apologized last week. Gomenasai. I don't really speak Japanese. I speak very like a little bit. I learned from anime and porn. So Asuka basically apologized and offered to help again if she needs some, but Io's like, I can do this alone, like thank you so much. But at the end of this match, Roxanne comes in to like beat Io up, and it's Rhea, who's Io's best friend, comes out to save her. And after that happened, Asuka comes in and she's like, oh, Rhea can help, but I can't. I love how it's like almost like a triangle situation where like Io is like the main girly and like Rhea and Asuka are like they're fighting over them. Kairi's doing her thing too. She might not be the main player in this triangle, but she's serving face. She's really trying to give that emotion, so props to you, Kairi. But I just love that Asuka and Rhea are like fighting over Io's like friendship. And I also love that Io's not like the damsel in distress. She's not gonna be like, oh, they're fighting over me. No. She exploded on her own, and that's something that we don't really see from babyface women. Like we are so used to like baby faces being so vanilla, like they're just being goody all the time, like just let things happen around them. But Io is not that. So I love that Io like exploded and just like screaming, leaving them all. But Asuka is still pissed. Asuka and Rhea being all like jealous of each other over Io. I am living for this, so I'm really invested in this. We also got the IC title match, Natalya versus Becky Lynch. So Natalya was just over in Mexico to do the Triple Ace WrestleMania event. So she was in the women's championship match, triple threat with Fabi Apache and Flammer, I think. And she was in there as Nattie, not Natalya. So she was there as her like dungeon killer character. I love that she has two different characters. I'm going to ask her about that if I get that interview with Nattie tomorrow. I legit was scared. Watching her throwing hands, punching, pummeling Fabi, I was like, what the hell is going on, Nattie? Nattie, the intensity she's bringing as like Nattie character is just so good. So I was kind of wanted that energy to be brought to this championship match. By the way, Natalya lost. I don't fully understand what was going on, but like the referee was a little sleazy. I'm not sure what the storyline is. Flammer got to defend the title with the roll-up or something like that, and then Fabi and Natalya had a little bit of a situation after the match, hitting each other after the match, so I don't know if Natalya will go back and maybe continue to feud, maybe. So this match, Becky versus Natalya. So I really don't love the matches that's like focusing on one part of the body, like the whole match. I like it when it's like a part of a match, but this match mostly was about that. And at the end, Becky gets to tap Natalya out with the disarm her. After the match, Becky attacked both Maxine and Natalya. She even attacked Tozawa. That was kind of cool. So that happened, and Nikki Bella, who looked really, really cute. I really like her hair like that. She looked amazing. She came in to do the Rack Attack Volume 2, laying Becky out. So I'm glad that that's continuing because I love their promo battle. And then I was really interested in this Bayley promo because they kind of continued it from last week. And we started seeing her hearing shit. So here she was hearing the Ding Dong Bayley. She's having some split personality disorder or whatever. You know how much I love Ding Dong character from Bayley. And I feel like Bayley, since she turned babyface, she's been kind of a blop, unfortunately, and she can be so fun. I love some psycho characters, and I think this is gonna elevate Bayley even more. Voice inside her head, that's giving very Victoria. I really want to see what she'll do with it. And SmackDown's kind of a mess. So we got Alexa versus Piper Niven. I need a whole reset on Piper. Like Piper versus Alexa should not look like how this match went. Wasn't that weird? Like Alexa's like this short, small girl character, right? And then Piper is just supposedly powerhouse, but this match did not feel like that at all. So it just felt like a normal match. I also saw some people like not liking her suit, the whole like suit getup costume thing. I like it. I know that it does look really hot, but I kind of like it. I like the whole character, even though it doesn't really make sense now that Chelsea's not the US champion. So why are they secret harvest? I don't know. But I do think Piper needs some kind of, not really a rebranding, because I do like her character, but I think just the way she's booked in these matches and maybe the way she's produced in these matches, I feel like she should be a bigger threat. So Alexa here defeated Piper with the roll-up of all things. Again, like, it just didn't make any sense. And after this match, as you expected, the post-match beatdown, 2-on-3. I just feel like the booking is so lazy. And the other thing that's also lazy is the top championship booking and the US championship booking. So all in all, SmackDown's a mess right now. So the top champion, Tiffany, she showed up in backstage. She was like bickering with Jade Cargill. And the other thing too is that Jade, I thought after Jade's like big loss, I felt like she was going to have like a, I don't know, some kind of transformation, like a kind of a mental breakdown to be more heel. None of that. She's just in backstage, just bickering about her loss and how she should get a rematch. She just sounds like a bitter loser. You know what I mean? She just sounds like a bitter loser. She does not look cool. And then Nia comes in saying that if she has another chance, she'll beat Tiffany, which Tiffany is like, well, let me give you another chance. And I'm just like, are we, what? What? I mean, as much as I really love all three women in this backstage, I really do, but like, this is giving so lazy, and this is not their fault. This is completely creative team's fault. I don't know what's going on with SmackDown. The storyline is so lazy, so bad. Using all three of these such popular characters in this capacity is crime. And then after this segment, Tiffany's just walking backstage, and who does she run into? Kiana James, who's representing the US champion Julia, who's getting less screen time than the manager herself. So this is a scam. I don't know what Kiana's doing giving people business cards. She should just go into the GM's office and be like, can we have a match? Because what the hell is she doing? She's trying to now represent Tiffany Stratton. She needs to get fired from Julia, because what the hell is she doing? She needs to do a better job representing Julia, not trying to work on other people. So she tried to recruit the champion Tiffany, and Tiffany's like, I don't need you. And then Kiana's like, if you're not with us, you're against us. While I screamed because I did not notice at first, but there was this ghost dancing in the back. It was Nikki Cross, and I was just like, what in the world is going on? That was the most creative thing that happened in SmackDown, Nikki dancing in the back. But Mitchin comes in saying that she's next in line for the championship, and Kiana's like, oh, we'll see about that. Because you have no interest in putting Julia on TV. That's what. Whole mess. I'm not happy about SmackDown right now. So NXT, couple things happened. Alba Fire defeated Kendall Gray. Quick match for whatever the men's feud that's happening, really. Not fully sure what's going on there. And then Lola Vice and Kalani Jordan defeated the Fatal Influence, which is such... I guess I'm happy that Lola and Kalani's getting used, but I'm so confused about this whole double champion storyline. Because when JC won the title off of TNA's Knockouts division, it was like historic news. But since then, it's been like, nothing's really going on. I feel like I'm just like bitching this whole episode. I'm not really feeling it. I don't know if they or TNA knows what they're doing with this title. But I did really like Jordynne Grace had this backstage like interview where she gets really honest about her confidence, her body image. She talked about her insecurities and how like she felt like an outsider, and she talks about how real strength doesn't feed off of someone's weakness, talking about how Blake was like trying to use that against her. I like that Jordynne got to be real about herself. I think there is a lot that people can connect with her in that sense, and I am very excited for their match on Heatwave. I think it's gonna be a banger. I mean, Jordynne Grace versus Mariah May, that's like kind of a fantasy match, because they were on top of TNA and AEW, and the fact that they're doing this match in NXT, it's kind of wild. So I'm really excited about this match. But really, NXT was all about Lash Legends versus Nia Jax match, because it was wild. It was like King Kong versus Godzilla. I'm kind of surprised that not more people are talking about this match, because this was wild. I've never seen Nia wrestle like this. When Nia did the guillotine on Lash and she was just like on her, that was like, we've never seen that happen. They're both like very tall too, so it was great to see. And like all this outside stuff, the way like Lash was like throwing Nia onto the announcer table, but then Nia really just squashed her into it, breaking the table. That was really cool. And of course the finish, it was like kind of giving the Lyra finish of Nia Jax just squashing Lash with her finisher. Like, I love when she gets creative with this finisher, like just incredible finish. It was great. It was a great match. I really think this was one of like Lash's star making. I mean, she did have a lot of star making moments, but this was definitely one of them. I really think more people should be talking about this match because this was something very special. I'll remember this match. Yeah, like Lash should be on main roster ASAP. But if they're gonna have like match 2, like maybe hardcore match or something like that, I'll be totally here for it. To quickly talk about AEW, because if I'm complaining about WWE storyline, AEW storyline, Dynamite, we got trios match. So we got Alex Windsor, Queen Aminata, and Willow versus Mercedes Moné, Tekla, and Sky Blue. I gotta say, the Triangle of Madness, as much as I think they're like all put together, I don't know why Tekla, because you know how like AEW gives like the newbie like this whole push at first, having a pay-per-view run and everything. I don't know why Tekla is not getting that push, because Alex Windsor is getting that push. She is getting pushed. Tekla didn't get that, and I think Tekla is such a star, so I don't know why, but she's in this group now. So I shouldn't say that. Love the entrance. The entrance is really cute. I do love the entrance. But yeah, they lost. And really, this was all about like Toni Storm and Athena brawling in the crowd, and then like they eventually come down and having like a whole brawl, and they set up a tag match next week. And then on Collision, we have another $100,000 Fatal 4-Way match. Maybe Tony Khan just has a lot of money to just throw around in these random Fatal 4-Way matches. So we have this again, where Chris Statlander wins this time by crushing Julia Hart with her legs. But this match was also all about the return of Harley Cameron post-match. So the whole brawl breaks out, and then Harley Cameron with the mask holding some, I don't know what she was holding, some like stick with the chain around it. But she comes in looking crazy. Oh, there's a crazy girl, so like they just leave the ring. I am a big fan of Harley Cameron, so I'm kind of excited to see what she's gonna do. And then we had a whole segment where Toni Storm was doing her like amazing promo, and then Athena comes to attack her, and then she does her own version of Toni Storm promo, and then Mina Shirakawa comes back to attack her, and then Toni kisses Mina Shirakawa, because I think Mina and Athena also has a match coming up too. Glad that Mina's back. I do like that Mina and Toni, their relationship is very sexual, and Alex Windsor and Toni's relationship is very like asexual. So I guess there's that like two different situations. Like that's kind of interesting. So that's that for the Vegas weekly review episode. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you really enjoyed the Katie Lee Burchill episode. I really like her. I really like her because she's just a really cool person, and she's also a filmmaker. And you know, again, this week is Cauliflower Alley Club reunion, where Jazz and Natalya, they are getting awarded. So hopefully, the thing about wrestling interviews, by the way, like I know that you guys sometimes like, what happened to this interview? What happened to this? It's kind of like a wrestling match. You'll never know that the interview will be there unless I actually sit down and interview and like record the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a busy week, and like with tons of events going on with the Cauliflower Alley Club thing. So hopefully we'll find time with Jazz and Natalya to do an interview. So fingers crossed on that. But yeah, if you want to follow me online, you can find me on DS Shin on Instagram and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.